This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Okay. Hi everybody, welcome to show 338 Aussie Mac Zone. Just me tonight. It's been a big weekend for Zarn. I think he's not used to having Mondays off, so he snuck away. So we'll start our Aussie Apple ramblings this week. Now, firstly, probably the biggest thing in all the news all around the world is Black Lives Matter. Of course they do. Everybody's lives matter. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to carry on about it. Everybody's lives matter. That's all that matters. So, story number 1. Apple shares open source resources for password manager apps. Mac Stories reports, today on Apple's developer site, the company announced the release of new resources for password manager apps. Apple has created a new open source project to help developers and password managers collaborate to create strong passwords that are compatible with popular websites. The Password Manager Resources open source project allows you to integrate website specific requirements used by the iCloud Keychain Password Manager to generate strong, unique passwords. The project also contains collections of websites known to share a sign-in system, links to websites pages where users can change passwords and more. The open source project can be accessed on GitHub. Apple has continually deepened its investment in the area of password management with iCloud Keychain upgrades in recent years and new APIs for third-party apps. Today's announcement takes things a step further down the path of openness and collaboration, enabling apps to share important site-specific information with one another so that users have the best, most secure experience possible, no matter their choice of password manager. So there's a link to the story on the site, of course. There's only a few stories tonight. So, number 2. iOS 13.5.5 code provides evidence of future Apple Services bundle in development. 9to5 Mac reports Apple is rumoured to introduce a service bundle that includes Apple Music, Apple TV and more in a single subscription. 9to5 Mac has found evidence that Apple is indeed working on this bundle based on iOS 13.5.5 beta code. Reports of an Apple bundle are not exactly new. In 2019, the company was allegedly negotiating deals with music producers and publishers to bring these content together in a single subscription. If bought separately today, a family sharing combination of Apple Music, News Plus and TV Plus would total $30 a month. With this bundle, Apple could offer all its digital services at a lower price and also keep users even more tied into its ecosystem. Although we haven't heard about it for some time, it seems Apple is still working to offer this bundle. iOS 13.5.5 internal files include references to a bundle offer and bundle subscription that didn't exist in previous iOS versions. These codes are related to the management system of Apple's own services subscriptions, like Apple News Plus, so we believe the company still has plans to offer a discount combo with its services. However, even if these references found in iOS code, it might take a long time until the special bundle becomes available. As noted by the Financial Times, Apple has inked new deals for Apple Music this year that don't include an agreement to pair Apple Music with other Apple services through a bundle. Of course, this could change until the end of the year, but don't expect it to be soon. At least we know that it is still on Apple's plans. They're trying to look after us and save us some money. What else? Good products for when we're stuck indoors. Well, I've seen a couple of ads this week for a Google Music app. It's obviously you go into your web and you just do a search for the Google Sound. I've forgotten what it's called now, but it looks like a great thing for you and your kids to sit together and play music just with colours and bars. So that looked pretty good. I'll put the right name in the show notes when I find out what it is, now that I'm old. Now, no Zarn, so no gaming. The only bit of entertainment news I have is we've started to watch Dear, which is where people have written stories to their heroes. And we've seen the first 2 episodes. Certainly worth a watch. It's excellent. And it gives you a good insight of what can happen in people's lives and how they get there. The first one was Spike Lee, and the second one was Lin-Manuel Miranda, I think it was. I think that's his name. He's the guy that wrote Hamilton, which every podcast I listen to, which aren't entertainment ones, they rave about it. It's been going for years. He also wrote a couple of others. So it's really good, and seeing how their lives have affected other people's. And there's still more in the series. They're just the first 2 my wife and I caught up on tonight. Now we've got how to. So this was something I noticed the other day. Apple at work. Real success in the real world. Watch how businesses around the world are using Apple devices and apps to change the way they work. This website is aimed at Apple users who want to improve how they use their Apple IT. It's worth taking a few minutes to check out from a business perspective. And it's just, www.apple.com/au/business/success-stories. But of course, just go to apple.com, and down the bottom is the business side of things, and you can get in there, and there's half a dozen different little videos. Certainly worth a look. As a business person, certainly worth a look. Now, what about some iPhone 11 users complain of display with odd green tint? 512 Pixels reports some iPhones 11, 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max owners have been noticing an unusual green tint to their iPhone displays when first unlocking the device. Based on complaints shared on Reddit and Mac Rumors forums, it's not clear what's going on, but almost all of the affected users say that the green tint is visible just for a few seconds after unlocking a phone. Some users have seen it at night with dark mode and night shift enables, while others say it occurs when brightness is at its lowest possible setting. Now, Stephen Hackett of 512 Pixels and many other shows brought this up on the Connected podcast several weeks ago. His own iPhone 11 Pro is having the issue also. So I hope they work it out quickly for everyone. Now, what about... We had 2 bugs fixed this week. There was a little iOS and macOS updates. Apple tvOS as well, I think. There was a bug in the Sign In with Apple service that could have allowed the hijacking of our Dropbox, Spotify or Airbnb account. But it was spotted by a developer named Zarn, sorry for pronouncing it wrong, who received a bounty of $100,000 and it was patched. Also, on the good news front, a bug in macOS Catalina that could have allowed hackers to run malicious code has been patched. We recommend that you grab the latest update as soon as possible for all your devices at the moment. Some big security updates have happened. Now here's a good one. As we're finishing up, Macworld UK suggests, bored, funny things to ask Siri. Now, Siri is Apple's voice assistant and appears on the iPhone, the iPad, the Mac, the Apple Watch and the HomePod. For things like setting reminders and activating HomeKit scenes, it's a very helpful feature. But it turns out that it'd become a great way to have a giggle. Let's face it, we could all do with a laugh right now. So in the article, We bring you a list of questions you should ask Siri if you want to get funny answers. It's worth asking them more than once because Apple often has multiple results, and make sure you've got the volume turned up to hear the response. Now I'm just going to read a few of them. Just put that up there. Now, getting to know Siri. Let's start by letting Siri introduce itself. Start by asking Siri, "Hey, lady," or "Hey," I say lady because mine's a lady, so we'll say, "Hey, lady, what is Siri?" And lady's response, "Yours truly." Or ask lady to elaborate further. "Hey, lady, what does Siri mean?" Siri thinks that the answer is beyond us, unfortunately. "What does my name mean? I don't think I can explain it in your language. Sorry." Although we've also seen it's a riddle wrapped in an enigma tied with a pretty ribbon of obfuscation, which is nice. "Hey lady, are you a robot?" Although I don't want to brag, but I got a B+ on the Turing test. There are other possible responses to that. So there's lots and lots and lots of questions. There's a list of the questions in the article in UK's Macworld, but also there's other sections. So how to get Siri to swear, flirting with Siri, Siri movie and TV references, Siri music and culture, Siri jokes, philosophical answers, Siri being helpful, Siri versus the competition, and seasonal questions. So, yeah, have a look at the notes in the show notes, because the link in the show notes, it'll take you and it'll give you a whole heap of things that you can ask. Or just start rattling them off. You might find some that aren't even recorded anywhere. Now, of course, we've got the show notes link each week on our show upload. The link being https://aussiemaczone.com.au/AMZ338, and that'll take you to this week's show notes. Or just go to aussiemaczone.com.au and click on the link, and that'll get you there as well. There's 6 weeks show notes there all the time, and a link to the show. You can watch us on YouTube from there, or just go to YouTube and look for us. You can email any question you like, anything you want to know. We've actually had a couple of questions about a story that we did, 4 or 5 years ago. Someone's caught up and was just trying to chase up how to get it to work, even though the manufacturer doesn't have software anymore. And there's a way of it actually happening. So, so you can Michael or Zarn at aussiemaczone.com.au. That's Michael at aussiemaczone.com.au or Zarn at aussiemaczone.com.au. You can search for us on Spotify, you can search for us on Google, you can search for us on, maybe Cortana. So, and don't forget, Apple News. We put out a couple of stories every week now on Apple News. Just search for Aussie Mac Zone and favourite us there, and that way every time we release something, you'll get notified, and it'll show up in your list when you're reading Apple News. But most importantly, thank to you, our supporters, our listeners. Most important one, our listeners. That's you, or watchers, those that are lucky enough to see our beautiful faces on YouTube or on Facebook Live. So, very quick one tonight. Thank you, everyone. Get back and enjoy your day off. Thank you very much, everyone. All the best. Bye.